On AV2-4, we're going to talk about calculating the volume of prisms with any shaped base. Tomorrow, we'll discuss calculating volume of pyramids. So hopefully your sub is playing your brain pop, and if you are also out sick, there's a really great brain pop on this. I don't think you can access it from home, so I'll review what it covers. So pretty much the entire formula you're going to use for this is volume equals area of the base times height of the prism. So B always stands for area of the base. And H is going to be height of the prism, not height of the base. And this works on any of them. So if I have a rectangular prism, the area of my base is just a rectangle times the height then. If I have a triangular prism, the area of my base is the triangle. My height is my height. With a trapezoid, even if it's turned sideways, the trapezoid is the base because I always pick what is not a rectangle unless they're all rectangles. My height is still my height, even if it's turned sideways. If I have a pentagon for a base, I'm using the pentagon. Rectangles are my lateral faces then, and then multiplying by my height. It would work with hexagons and octagons and nonagons and all of that. So we'll do some examples. In example 1, all of my sides are rectangles, so I can pick any of them to be the base. So I'm going to pick this rectangle to be our base. So volume will be the area of my base times the height. Well, the area of my base is 6 times 11. My height is 14. The 7 is just there to mess with me. My height is always perpendicular, even if I have an oblique prism. So 66 times 14 works out to be 924 meters squared. On our second example, I have some faces that are rectangles, and then I have a face that's a triangle. That triangle has to be my base then. So my base times my height is still giving me my volume, but now when I find the area of my base, I'm doing 1/2 little b times little h. That's coming from the triangle area, then multiplying by the height of my prism. So the base of my triangle is 5, the height of my triangle is 7, the height of my prism is 10. 35 times 1/2 times 10 gives me 175 centimeters cubed. Again, if I get a pentagon, my volume is still base times height. My base this time is a pentagon, so I'm using that 1/2 apothem times side times number of sides of the pentagon, then multiplying by the height of my prism. My picture tells me my apothem is 2, that I have 4 on one side, and a pentagon has 5 sides. The height of my prism is also 5. 1/2 times 2 works out to be 1. So I have 4 times 5, which is 20, times 5 more, 100 centimeters cubed. Finally, I've got a trapezoid as my base. So my volume will still be area of that base times height of the prism. But this time I'm using that 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height of the trapezoid that we learned in AV1, and then times the height of the prism. So I've got 1/2 times base 1 is 2, base 2 is 5. The height of the trapezoid is 3. Then I need the height of the prism, 6. 1/2 of 7 is 3.5 times 3 times 6, and I get 63 centimeters cubed. On this next one, we're going to do some algebra with this. So first I need the area of my base. I'm going to multiply my length and my width. So I'll have 2x plus 3 times 4y, and now I need to distribute. 4y times 2x is 8xy, plus 4y times 3 is 12y. I need to take that entire area of the base times my height, x. And again, I need to distribute. So I'll get 8x squared y plus 12xy. And we always list our variables from greatest exponent to least exponent and in alphabetical order. This problem we did yesterday when we were doing surface area. Now we want to find the volume of it. So recall yesterday our strategy to find that base was to kind of piecemeal it. And we had 10 times 5. This much was 50. And then if that whole piece is 10 and this much is 3, I've got 7 by 4, 28. And then if this length is 7 and that much is 3, I've got 4 and 3, 12. And yesterday and today we're saying 12 plus 28 plus 50 is 90 for my base. Multiply that by the height of the prism, 4, and I'll get my volume. 4 times 9 is 36, times that 10, 360 units cubed. On this one, similar idea. Okay. Each side here is 8. All of these going up and down are 6 inches. The tricky thing on this is 3 feet. We don't want to mix our units, so the very first thing I'm going to do is multiply that by 12 and get 36 inches for that length. That way I don't have to worry about it later. I'm not going to make a mistake and have to mess up my units and lose a point and all of that. Okay? So again, we're going to piecemeal our base. And because this is not a rectangle, I know it's our base, but I can slice it into rectangles to make it easier to solve. If each one of these is 8 inches, that means this whole length is 16. This whole length is 24. That means this side is 6, that side is 6, this side is 6. 24 times 6, this large rectangle on the bottom is 144. 16 times 6, the area of this one is 96. And 8 times 6, of course, is 48. So the area of my base is 48 plus 96 plus 144. Which works out to be 288 square inches. And then I need to multiply that by my height, which is 36 inches. And I get 10,368 inches cubed.